Welcome to another bite-sized edition of Earth Empaths. Look at us. From the moment we manage to form one coherent thought, we are indoctrinated with fear. Fear of doctors, fear of disease, fear of accidents, fear of bullies, fear of natural disasters, fear of school, fear of punishment, fear of failure, fear of heights, fear of poison, fear of elevators, fear of basements, and the all-present fear of death. Someone dies? Oh my, we read and hear about it ad nauseum. About their life, about their youth, about their last hours, about their loves, about their obsessions, about their secrets. We do not let them go. We keep them prisoner in our reality by constantly pouring energy in their now past life. Yet the system of the simulation we are born into is obsessed with death. Nobody asks us if we want to be part of it. We are made part of it because our parents want to do the right thing, and it appears the right thing to do is to obtain a birth certificate because without it we do not exist, and non-existence would of course be inconceivable to most. Such is the depth of deception that we rather be seen as corpses than turn our back on a structure that crushes everything alive. Our entering this world is changed to a birthing, and we become a two-dimensional piece of paper, lifeless. A good parent will take us to regular well-baby visits when in reality that very visit has death lurking, hidden yet ever present. There is no vaccine package insert that doesn't state death as a potential side effect, no matter how rare it is made out to be. There is no guarantee that a nurse or doctor doesn't give you or your precious offspring a lethal dose of some medication designed to kill and marketed as a painkiller or cholesterol reducer or whatever invented disease the flavor of the day is. Restless leg syndrome? Don't worry, we've got the right medication for you. Your legs will rest, and so will your brain. Child not showing interest in his brand new gadget? Don't worry, we'll put him on a high dose of fuck it all, and he'll turn into a zombie before you know it. Sure, those meds will knock a few years or decades off any life expectancy, but we won't tell you that, so it's all cool. Just do as we tell you because you are dead anyway, you just don't know it. And if you're not dead, we'll make sure you will be at the end of the day. Just follow the mainstream dictate and all will be well. For us, that is. Then, if we survive long enough to make it to school, we are subjected to the relatively slow, yet steady killing of our very being. Death to thought. The latent talent to use our brain is indoctrinated out of us, and exotic ideas like gut feeling or intuition must never be mentioned, let alone be acknowledged. By the time we finish this much-hailed education, the lack of life in our existence is in direct proportion to the amount of time spent being educated and the alleged quality of the institution doing the educating. We become ever dissatisfied workers at best and delusional mindless drones at worst, constantly drip-feeding the death cult. From the moment we enter higher education, the death spiral begins in earnest. We go into debt in order to pay for our indoctrination, to pay for the killing of our very being. Debt and dead are synonymous, interchangeable, identical. Debt is a fiction, just as you are a fiction in the system's eyes, because you identify with the name on your birth certificate. A name is not flesh and blood, yet most identify with it. By design, because a death cult needs the dead. It has no place for the living. Consumerism, pharma-based disease prevention, disease management, system-controlled fashion, and deceit all feed this death cult, which ultimately cannot result in anything but complete death. Death of everything, and all because we support it. We pay for it with our own sweat, our own hard-earned money, and our belief. Let's not instead. Let's embrace life. Let's unplug the TV, the game console, the computer, and go for a walk. Let's wash the dishes by hand so we can feel the water run over our hands and pick up its memory, good, bad, and ugly. Let's cherish the good and learn from the bad and ugly what we can correct. Let's bow to that stinging nettle that needs nothing more than a patch of dirt on the side of the road and could cure your rheumatism in a heartbeat. Let's greet the squirrel that crosses our path, whistle hello to the magpie that hops up and down the pavement, and wave thanks to the bee for providing honey. Let's take in the beauty of that dandelion that succeeded in cracking through the concrete. Let's appreciate the sheer life force of that green breaking through the pebbles on a railway, or the plankton that grows despite all the pollution in the harbor. Let's ignore the offer of food-like substances in affordable restaurants and instead obtain and prepare actual nutrition while conversing with a loved one, or simply let thoughts flow freely. Let's stay away from the shopping mall and knit our own socks instead of supporting the latest made in China death trend with another 5-pack manufactured by children who don't get paid enough to afford them. Let's stop feeding this death cult and instead start living life.